Hey guys, backyard scrapping here. I'm actually putting this. It's just going to be a talking video. It is to better explain materials that I accept and do not accept for refining. But I'm going to clarify some things. I know in the big description video I did that was about 40 minutes long, I know that I tried to explain what kind of computer stuff I accepted, and I'm actually going to have to amend that because I am getting too many modern pins. And what is happening is they are taking up tons of material, they're taking up a lot of acid, they're taking up a lot of containers, and they're taking up a lot of time. So I'm not going to say that I won't refine your foils from pins, but I am no longer going to accept pins of any kind. All right? Unless you send me a picture of them, or we know that they're telecom, or we know that they're a higher grade pin. But anyway, let me get to the point of this video. What we are going to actually, or what I'm going to actually accept or start accepting is trimmed fingers only, like from RAM cards or slot cards, or from what do you call it, Wi-Fi cards, anything that's a finger, a true finger. I'm not talking about the things that look like fingers that come off the back of TVs or come off the back of computer screens or anything else. That is not fingers. That is actually more flash plating. It takes up a lot of acid for a very low yield. Things are getting harder to get, so I'm having to be more careful with what I accept. So I will accept fingers as they are, or finger foils as they are. Okay, and we're talking about computer scrap right now. Jewelry scrap, bench grindings, dust, natural gold, anything like that, anything that doesn't require me having to strip the foils off, I will accept. Okay, so that's not changing. You still need to contact me at any point that you want to send something so that we can discuss it first. All right, but with computer scrap, this is what I'm going to accept. No more pins. I'm only going to accept the foils. So if you want to put them through the hydrochloric acid AP thing, dissolve your pins, get down to just the foils, filter your foils out with your filter paper, and send me your filter papers with your black powder golden foils in it, I'll be happy to refine that for you. But I can no longer, dissolving the pins is technically still part of recovery. It is not refining. All right, because basically I am having to get the gold off to refine it. Now, I don't mind doing that with ram fingers and things like that because they go faster. I can put them all in the same container. So that's one. As I said, I will take computer fingers. You can either take the foils removed. If you remove the foils with a soldering iron like some people do, I would ask that you at least would let me know that that's how you remove them, because then I know I have to put them through an extra process, because believe it or not, you're not getting all gold weight there. There's still 90% of what is on that foil, even when you remove it with a soldering iron, is still copper. So they still have to be treated and cleaned before they can be refined. Okay? The only chips that I will accept are washed ash. And what I mean by washed ash is you have taken your IC chips or your EPROMs or whatever the chip is that you're wanting to do, and you have burned it, or you have done it in sulfuric acid, and so on and so forth, and you have strained it off, or used a sieve to remove a lot of the larger pieces of metal and run a magnet over it. All right, and then washed it, like it's rinsed it with water. Now, even though you do all that, there's still a cleaning process that has to go on, and I've explained that in other videos. There's still going to be base metal in there. There's still going to be magnetics in there. That has to be dissolved. Then that dust with the gold bond wires in it can be refined. So I will take computer chip processed ash. In other words, the ash is ready for refining. So when you send me that, actually what it should be is just crushed up silicon carbide, or not silicon carbide, but silicon diodes, the chips. It's going to be like, basically it's going to look like black sand, all right, or a heavier black sand. But the only thing that should be in there is as little metal as possible, the gold bond wires, the crushed silicon diodes, and that's it. And I know there's still going to be a little bit of remaining plastic, but there's plenty of videos out there to tell you how to do that. Then I can get the gold out of that for you. I'm the refiner. You're the scrapper or the recoverer. Okay? And that's again why I'm not doing pins anymore, because that is still actually recovery. Just cutting and pulling stuff off of boards is not recovery. You have to get down to the part that needs to be refined. And I'm probably going to lose business doing that. I'm probably going to lose, some customers because they don't want to mess with any acids. Sell the pins on eBay. I mean, that's, you're probably going to do better that way than the gold that you're going to recover, and I'm not going to end up getting anything. I mean, the last basically 3 pin jobs that I have done, I have not taken any gold. I have just made a video and been satisfied with that, and I have returned all the gold to the customer. And I've also, even like with Steve's, I even gave him 0.15 grams of my own gold. So it's not paying me for me to do the pins anymore. Back in the day when they were heavily plated and they were, 100 grams of pins would give you a gram of gold. Yeah, it was worth it. So no more pins. All right, I will take the foils or the filter papers where you have strained your foils off of your pins, but that's all. All right, I will take ram fingers or similar slot card fingers, Wi-Fi card fingers, stuff like that. No gold-plated boards. Do not send the BGA, gold corner BGAs. Don't send the whole chips. Just send the tops, the black plastic top. All right, that's the only part that's worth processing. That is the only chip that I will do start to finish. Okay, you can send them as they are, or you can burn them, throw them in with the rest of your chips and burn them and clean the ash and send me that, however you want to do it. But that's the only chip that I will accept, the entire chip, is the Gold Corner BGA chips, because they actually are worth the time and effort of me doing that part. But other than that, no chips. I will take concentrated, clean ash from the chips. That's it. All right. Like I said, no boards. Processors, if you want to send processors, the only processors I will accept will be black fiber processors, which are the ones, you can go and look at some of the other videos I've done or look them up. It's where the pin actually goes through, where the whole processor has to be processed. And they're going to have like 40 or 50 of them to make it worthwhile. Okay? Or ceramic. Any type of old ceramic processor I will take as is. All you have to do is package up the processors and send them. I will take those as is, just like they are. As far as any other computer scrap, that's it. I mean, there's really nothing else that's worth taking on the stuff anyway. MLCCs, no, I'm not taking MLCCs, and I'm not going to argue with people out there that say the new ones have palladium in them and they have their worth. No, they don't. Okay, there are MLCCs out there now that contain little to no palladium and little to no silver. We're talking about maybe 1 gram of silver out of 100 grams of MLCCs. Not, again, nowhere near worth the processing effort or the effort of you scrapping them and taking them off a board. So I don't even fool with MLCCs unless the boards are pre-1990, and even some of those I don't mess with if I test them. If they're magnetic, I don't mess with them. As far as other gold and silver, I will still take sterling silver. The silver, nothing's changing. You can read what I accept on that. Contacts, I will still take removed contacts. In other words, your contacts have to be taken off the arms, not just cut off if it's a little tiny contact, where you just snip it off and it's got the copper underneath it. No. I will take the contacts only, because that's another process. Those have to go into AP. That copper has to be dissolved, so we're looking at weeks and weeks and weeks again of dissolving that copper off cheaply. Not that it can't be done with the nitric acid, it can, but copper takes 3 times the amount of nitric acid to dissolve it as silver does. Nitric acid is anywhere from $70 to $100 for 2.5 liters. Okay, a gallon of hydrochloric acid is $8 to $10. So there's a big difference there. So I will not accept contacts that have other metal on them. Now, I'm not talking about solder. I don't care about the solder. I know you got to heat them up and remove them somehow or another. That doesn't matter. I'll deal with the solder. But no more contacts with copper on them or stuff like that. Again, I know I'm probably going to lose customers, but it doesn't matter because I can't do it. I can't keep up because of this pin situation. So what I have right now that has already been sent to me, I'm going to go ahead and process it because I already made the deal, and it's just going to be a while before they get it back. That's all. There's nothing I can do about that. So that's what I wanted to make this video about. It'll actually also be on the web page, and I will also have a list on the web page, on my website, the refining page, of what I will now accept. So again, with the pins, if you want to put them through the AP process, it's going to be a while. I would suggest you can use coffee filters, but I would suggest that you spend the $10 and get you some, filter plate, slow flow filter papers about this big that are about the same size as a coffee filter, so that you can filter through those, because you are going to lose some of that fine powder gold, that flash plating. You will lose it with the coffee filters, trust me. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I know I babbled too long. This is almost 20 minutes long. It's ridiculous for this kind of a video, but you need to know. And I just wanted to give you an explanation. Always contact me. Like I said, gold, silver jewelry, gold jewelry, bench sweepings, none of that's changing. The only thing that's changing is the computer material that I will accept. And that's simply because times have changed, and there's not enough gold in it to warrant the time that it takes and the materials that it costs me. Like I said, the last 3 jobs I've done, granted, I did get videos out of them. We did learn some things from them, but I didn't make a dime on those. And as I said, you never get paid for your time. All right, but the least I could get is a little bit of gold out of the deal, and I haven't even gotten that because the pins they're just not worth it. They're not worth it for me to do it. If you want to set that stuff out in your backyard behind your shed somewhere for a couple months till the metal's dissolved, run that through a filter, send me that filter, fine. But make sure you're doing a couple, 3 pounds of pins. If you just do 100 grams of pins and you send me the filter papers from 100 grams of pins, you're not going to get squat out of that. You're not even going to cover your postage. So, it's going to be a pinhead size piece of gold, not worth doing. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I hope this helps clarify a few things. I wish I had done a couple of these jobs before I did that 40-minute explanation video of what I accept and don't accept. I'll put a link to that. Well, it'll actually be over here and down in the comments area, so you can go view that video, but disregard everything about pins. All righty, guys, I'm going to let you go, and we'll see you all in the next video.
I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.